brand new video, I wanted to bring your attention to some really beautiful ready-to-wear pieces from Chanel and from the recent 22B collection. Actually, I think all of these are 22B if I'm not mistaken. And I wanted to just bring your attention to this because these are still in boutiques, and if it's something that is up your alley, you might want to check these out. I don't know how many of you are interested in ready-to-wear. I know I really wasn't into ready-to-wear, like Chanel ready-to-wear. You know, I just only started getting interested in this in the last like 2 years, really. And I think it's because, I guess, my journey, I think there's a Chanel journey too. I think it's because, like, you know, in terms of accessories and all that, I'm pretty good. Like, I have a pretty good collection of handbags. Not that I'm closed off to handbags, period, but I'm quite content with my handbag collection. If there's something especially exquisite, then I will consider, but at this point I think I'm good. And so I'm venturing into other parts of the house, right? Like, I started venturing into footwear and, you know, shoes, and then now ready to wear, and, you know, perhaps later on jewelry. It really just depends, but I really do appreciate some of the ready-to-wear. I started off with luxury ready-to-wear with some of the, I guess I wouldn't really call them like the super brands, but, like, you know, getting into Burberry, Balmain, and what else? Yeah, you know, brands like that, and they have some pretty great pieces as well, and I never really thought I'd venture into Chanel. And I got introduced to ready-to-wear when they would have their sales, and that was a really great way for me to explore the clothing and understand what I like. And I, you know, now it's like, well, if there is a piece that's in season and, you know, it's perfect and I really like it, then I will, I'm now more open into purchasing those pieces. And of course, I would obviously like them to go on sale, but it seems as though inventory is lower than before, so I think they're kind of limiting the number of pieces in boutiques so that they don't go into a surplus and have be in the sale. Let's see. I mean, I think they've already discontinued sales in the US. I hope that doesn't stay the case, but these were not in the sale, so I'm just going to be clear. So these are still available in boutique because a lot of the season's ready-to-wear has been trickling in slowly. Even the current collection, slow pieces. I've tried on sit pieces, so I'll share them as I go with the season labeled below. So sometimes it's nice to just see like a normal, regular person trying these things on. Here are actually 2 promotional items. I've got a new one when I picked up my ready-to-wear, and this was in the mail as well, so I thought I'd just show. They're the exact same thing, but this is just different colors. But fall winter 2022 2023 fall ready-to-wear collection, so that's 22K. So these are kind of like posters. Actually, not posters, it's a booklet. It looks like a newspaper newspaper magazine. I'm lost for words. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of spacey right now. But you've got price lists. So this is kind of like some promo material. 22K. There are some pieces that I liked, but none of it's really in boutiques. But that's kind of like the photographs you get. It's really pretty. I mean, it's nice to kind of have laying out. So I'm glad that I have 2. So if I kind of just flatten this out and I want it to be just out for viewing, it's nice. The first piece I want to bring your attention to is this beautiful jacket, okay? I did a reel on this, so I will share that here as well, of me like unzipping it and going through it. This is from 22B. Now, I actually, 22B is a, doesn't have a runway show, okay? So I would not have come to know, like, I didn't even see this. I wasn't really looking for anything specific from this collection, and I had no idea what was coming in the collection. I did find out that collections that don't have a runway show tend to be better priced than the ones that do have a runway show. So something that looks really fancy, I was pretty surprised. Like, I thought like it would be like crazy money, and it wasn't. So I was like, okay. I didn't pick this out actually, so my sales associate actually brought this out to me, and they showed me a picture and I was like, okay, cool, right? Like, but when I saw it in person, I tried it on, I thought it was absolutely great, and I've worn it a ton already, so that's when you know that you really like a piece. So this has a very kind of special tweed to it, and you see these little, it's like pulled, these little bits here. And then the buttons have the lions on it, which is really cool. And of course there are 4 pockets. 4 pockets? No, 2 pockets, but they're kind of concealed. And it's got like it's more on the, it's not super boxy, like I wouldn't even say it's cropped, but it's very flattering how it fits on the waist. And in the back, it's like ruched in the back. So at first when I tried it on, I went true to size. I went with a size 38. At first when I tried it on, it fit just fine. And I tried it on when it was summertime. That's when this was released. And it went well with summer clothes, but I could see how this could transition really well into the fall, just because of the colors and just because it is not too heavy. It's quite a like thick material, but it's not like super heavy on the eyes, and the white kind of looks like little clouds. It lightens it up a bit, so it's nice for the summer. Well, not summer, not hot summer, like summer's like hot here, but then it gets really cold. But it's really nice for that like transition type of period. So I really like it because the white kind of brightens it up. Yeah, it is gray, so it's perfect to wear with any color, like it's very neutral. I have better mod shots of this, but really pretty. Now, as you know, the jackets come with a chain on the bottom. So the chain helps to weigh down the jacket. So it's kind of like a signature detail of classic iconic jackets. It's silk lined. And there's a bit of a pattern. So, you know, I was really happy with it. Like as soon as I tried it on, I absolutely loved it. And I went for it. So I had it altered. There wasn't really much to alter actually. I could have gotten away without it, but hey, when you're buying a piece and alterations is included, like obviously I'm gonna have it altered and tailored to my body just perfectly. So what they had to do for me was they had to lift the waist. I don't know what that means, but it just means because usually with me, because of the proportions, I'm not a 6 foot tall model, the back sort of bubbles, and in order to remedy that they have to lift the waist. So yeah, it eliminates the bubbling. The material for this is 36% cotton, 19% wool, 16% silk, and then there's some polyamide and a little bit of polyester. So it just depends on like what it's woven with. But I really like this piece, and I think if anybody is looking for a jacket that isn't so fussy, I don't know what it is, it's just really comfortable to wear. There's buttons on the sleeves as well. Really, really beautiful tweed jacket, and very soft. It's just really comfortable. I don't like stuff that's uncomfortable. And I really, really do love it. It's absolutely stunning. So here's the tag for anyone who's interested, and then you get spare material as well if you need, and like buttons in there as well. So they did alter it. There's a lot of paneling in the back, so it's something that can easily be altered. If you went like a size down, like let's say you went and there was only one size down for you, or there was a size like too big for you, it can always be altered, so just know that. And it just looks so pretty, like with all sorts of colors. So I highly recommend this. I've been wearing this multiple times already, so just goes to show you how much it's really fit into my lifestyle. So the next jacket also just came back from alterations. It was delayed. I bought this a while ago, so I'm still getting a garment bag. I heard that garment bags will no longer be provided in the future, so they stopped doing that with swimwear, but yeah, I don't know why. Of course it's cost cutting, but anyway, I typically don't store them in the garment bags anyway, but it's nice to have because it is the luxury experience. So here is the jacket. So it's got like a simple collar, they're like no collar actually. And then the buttons are super sparkly. And there is some, a little bit of like a CC detail within there. And this is true to size, this is a size 38. And this is actually a wool jacket with more of a relaxed shoulder. So I tried on a 36, it fit. I tried on a 40, it fit. And then a 38 would have been ideal for me. So they were able to transfer it from another boutique, meaning that they trade it with somebody else. And let's see what season. This is from 22A actually. This is from Métier d'Art. That's the item code. So those are the buttons, and then there are 2 pockets and then buttons on the sleeves as well. And these tags that come in with these jackets or any clothing will have some spare material and like 1 or 2 buttons. There's the tag there for anyone who's interested. So this is actually from Métier d'Art, I forgot, but the thing is like for a Métier d'Art piece, it was actually not that scarily priced. And this is actually 100% wool, right there, lined in silk, and then there is no chain on the bottom for this one. So it's more of like a shacket, if you will. And this is how it looks. So I had this altered, so I had the sleeves lifted a little bit, and then I'll button up for you. So it fits better on the hips and the waist because, so it's like hip length and very comfortable actually. So it is a bit of a drop shoulder. I think they did lift the shoulders just a tad, just a little bit. So I went in for 2 fittings. At one point this seam was sticking out a little bit too much, so then they were able to tweak it a little bit. So I did have to wait a bit of a while for this, but I wasn't in a hurry because I bought this in the summer and I wasn't going to be wearing this in the summer. It's wool, right? So it was way too hot. But then, you know, they were able to get it ready for me, and it's perfect because now right now the weather's turned sweater weather, jacket weather. If anyone knows that reference. Does anybody know that reference? Sweater weather, sweater weather, sweater weather. I think I'll do a reel on that one. But anyway, I really like this. It's definitely wearable. You can wear it, you know, at any point in your life, and it's definitely something I can work into because it's not super structured on the shoulders. I can move in it, I can move my arms around, and the sleeves are not too long where, you know, it's getting in the way. And because the shoulders aren't too boxy and there isn't like a massive shoulder pad in here, I can put on a parka over top, which is very important. I was discussing this with a friend, actually a couple of friends of mine, who are into jackets, and they were saying the same thing, especially if you live where I live, where you have seasons, but like it's really hot in the summer and it's really cold in the winter, and you only have that narrow window of time where you can get away with just wearing one of these out and about. Otherwise, either you don't wear a layer at all or you need a heavier coat. And I really feel like I want to incorporate more of the jackets in the winter time. So either getting one of those oversized coats with like a drop shoulder so I can put it over top of a structured jacket, but something like this I can easily get a parka on over top. So hopefully these are still available. I know my friend was trying to get one transferred, but I think they are still. So, you know, if anybody wants to look these up, because stock is always trickling in, like some of it's coming in late. So if you guys are into this, which I don't know, are you guys like, you know, some people do request that I film more ready-to-wear content, and I'm happy to do that. Let me know, like, if you're interested in that sort of thing, because sometimes I do shop for items, but I don't tend to film a dedicated video to them. But perhaps even just discussing like key pieces that I think you could start with, that are useful, that I find they're useful, and practical, right? And also whether or not it's worth it or not. So we'll talk about that. But this is the jacket, so really happy with how this turned out. And the next piece, so this is a bit of a showstopper, and it's something that I didn't expect to see. This is also from 22B. It's a bit heavy, so we'll reveal it. I did film a reel on this, but for some of you who don't follow me on other socials, then this will come as a surprise to you. But this is a stunning, stunning piece. Look at that. So this was hanging on a mannequin, and I just went up to touch it because it's, let's just kind of get close. So this is not real fur, this is faux fur. I'm okay with that. It probably would have been very, very, very expensive if it was real fur. And then here, this is not necessarily beading. You've got embroidered little CCs all over in like a metallic thread, and then these little bits here, these aren't necessarily beads. It's like sequins that have been rolled onto themselves and then kind of beaded in a way. And it's all over. Let's look at the buttons. The buttons have branding on it though. Okay, and size 38. I did try on a 40 as well, but it was a little bit too big. Sometimes it just depends on the cut of the jacket, right? So this is the item code. Sometimes it depends on the fit of the jacket, but anyway, there are pockets. But it's pretty cool. Like it's really, when I tried it on, it was just so snuggly. And this is such a great jacket for like a night out and during the holidays. You can pair it with like leather pants or leather leggings, and there's silk lining on the inside. There is, on this one, there is that chain on the bottom. And let's pop it on. So again, for 22B, like this looks like a métier d'art piece. Like honestly, I thought it was, but it's not. And I didn't have this altered. I took this as is because even the alteration specialist that was there had said it just doesn't need to be altered. I don't know, I mean, I can ask always. Let's set you back a little bit. So that's how it looks. And I can button it. I do have actually some mod shots of me trying it on with like a skirt. And that's how it looks. So I'm just gonna do a little spin. I wish you could feel this, it's so soft. But like, it's something that you can, it's like a long jacket. You can put it over anything, really. Like t-shirt and leggings, and you look like $1,000,000 and you're ready to go out for the evening. I mean, I may ask if this could be taken in a little bit. I can ask. I think there's just a lot to take into consideration with this one, but I can still ask. I don't think I need to because it's just so heavy that it, in a good way, it just kind of skims the body. But if it needs to be, I'm sure they can do something, but I took it as is. Like I didn't really want to touch it too much. But this is the jacket. And here's a little something that I picked up that I thought was a lost cause. I didn't think I'd find these again. It's a pair of sunglasses, as you can see, and I tried these on actually back in June, July this year. I really liked them, but then something made me hesitate a little bit. Tried them on again, and I always take pictures every time I try something on, which is dangerous because then I'll look back and then retroactively like shop, right? And then I asked and I inquired, and you know, there were none available. There was one pair available in like Calgary or something, and I don't think they would have transferred it. But anyway, here is the sunglasses case. This case is a little bit different. You see here, there's kind of like this enamel CC with some gold, or sorry, silver, or is it champagne gold in the background? You can kind of see there. And in here you have your dust cloth. lately, I mean, with some eyewear, like a lot of designers don't do polarized sunglasses anymore. And once you go polarized, like that's kind of, it's just nothing beats it, right? But you know, it's unfortunate. There's so many iconic pairs that are being created, but they're not polarized. So it's unfortunate, but this is kind of like that cloth case now that they have. This CC is a little bit different, but it's like a jersey material almost. And here are the sunglasses. This is interesting. The arms even have little dust bags on them. And that is because there is 3D Chanel written there. And if some of you want the style code, this will, can we see? Can we focus? Yeah. So I really liked them when I saw them because I like the square frame. But I was hesitant because I was thinking, wow, it's very like logo-y. And so if you can tell, I need some contrast. So you can see like how this CC kind of continues onto the lens. Do you see that? So I tried them on and I'm like, they're very like logo-y. And I did like them, but I was hesitating because they were very logo-y. But I still like them. I really like them. They're like a square frame, really cool. So I kind of gave up on trying to find these. Like I was like, okay, I missed the boat, I missed the boat. It's okay, right? It's not like I'm in need of sunglasses. I already have sunglasses. There's the logo. You can see there's like gold plating there. Not real gold, obviously, but like, and you know, randomly when I went to go pick up my jackets, this was sitting on the shelf and I'm like, we have this? And they were like, yeah, we just put it out this morning. When they were doing inventory, they found a pair, I guess. So sometimes it's just never too late to find something that you missed. So I'm really happy that I found these. Anyway, if any of you guys are interested in some of these jackets, I think go now because they are still in boutiques. I did see this jacket in boutiques. And then even the sparkly furry one I did see as well. So if you guys are interested, go and take a look, try it on, see how you feel. But honestly, like all these pieces, I would say that they are amazing. And I do really see myself wearing them. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts and I will see you in my next video. Bye. So these have little elastic vent. You know what this reminds me of? You know what, I'm putting these on and you know what it reminds me of? You know when they would execute people? I know it's a morbid thought. Back in the day and they'd cover their heads with, gives me the shivers. I don't know why I thought this morbid thought. I don't want to think morbid thoughts, but anyway, that's what it reminded me of, you know? But yeah, I appreciate that they put this on there because it protects the enamel. But we'll see how they wear, but they're just a statement pair of glasses.